Rapper Desmond Chidim, popularly known as Stunner, is a misguided man who acts like a teenager. That is the savage view of controversial Zimbabwean social media personality and self-proclaimed anti-feminist, Shadaya Knight Tawona. Also known as the certified toxic boy, Shadaya has some controversial views on a number of issues, especially on women. He has beef with Miss Red, claiming she is not an exemplary role model, and has also attacked Alinda Chappell for her size. Last week, he appeared on The Denage Show, an online podcast hosted by Boys.c TV, fronted by Denford Giro, whose appeal is exploding. Company anchor, Run G, was so irked by Shadaya's strong views that she threatened to storm out of the show. However, she also irked some viewers who blasted her for being too emotional. Shadaya said he had nothing to learn from Stunner, whom he described as a 41-year-old still stuck in his teenage years. "We have a 40-year-something guy. He parades himself on social media calling himself Bafana Vechidiki Vane Twanhu, said Shadaya. How many 40-year-olds have you met who call themselves little boys? How many? Maybe it was a swag thing, and the late Soulja Love died in his early 30s, but he called himself Jababa, but now we have a guy who calls himself Bafana Vechidiki in his 40s. If I were to call him a boy, he would feel insulted because he is a man. Being called a man is graduation. When we say a man is about to reach his peak years, it should be from 30 going up, meaning that they have gone through the stages of life. Usually men, when they are in their 30s, would have values. You are a 40-year-old man, you are still referring to and acting like a teenager. He said they were not on talking terms with Stunner. I am not on talking terms with Stunner. Under no circumstances would I want to be on talking terms with him, because, at the end of the day, there is nothing I can learn from him, he said. When it comes to Stunner, I would not say I have beef with him, because for us to say there is beef, it would mean something back and forth, he said. It's nothing like that between me and Stunner, it was more just like a lecture, me lecturing him. I don't know him, and I don't want to meet him. There is supposedly beef between Shadaya and Alinda. So, Alinda dragged my name, and it was during the Nigerian Lobola, which was held in Harare. She took a picture, which was taken from my Facebook, which was posted back in 2011, when I was still young. And she merged my picture with the Nigerian and said this is what we have in Zimbabwe, he said. Shadaya said there were no previous issues, but it was Alinda who started the beef. We had beef between us, she called me a broke, young, visionless guy, that's why I replied. Now she is the one who has taken it to another level, holding a grudge over the exchange of words. After she had taken that picture, I simply replied. I said, I will deem this woman has a crush on me, but at the end of the day, she is not my type. That's when Stunner entered to defend his ex. He was like, kid, you can't talk about women I have dated women who you can never date, who are far beyond your level, he said. Added Shadaya, he came lashing at me, you cannot say anything about Alinda, or women I have dated or date. That's when I took it personal because, at the end of the day, he inserted himself into an issue that had nothing to do with him. This is an ex-wife, not his wife. If he wanted to be a knight in shining armor, he should defend his woman. How do you poke your nose into another man's house? Titan was supposed to be taking the fight. I am not fighting with Stunner, he is fighting me. Under no circumstances should I be fighting with Stunner, because we are two different people. I am a young man who has more days ahead of me, and this is a guy who is past his prime. He is washed. I don't have to be beefing with this guy. He said they were in different worlds. I am 28, Stunner is 40-something. Let's say we both die on the same day. Do you know people would cry more for me because I still have untapped potential? And when Stunner dies, maybe his kids would cry, but society would not miss much because he has already given something. That's why I am saying he has more days behind than those ahead. Asked about his beef with Miss Red, he said. People always say I am the one who looks for trouble, but it is these people who start SHT with me, and then when I retaliate, I end up looking like I am the bad guy. L editor's note: H Metro reached out to Stunner to get his comment, but he was not forthcoming.